It's a great question that I ask to myself every time that I'm going to embark on board. Because of course, we know that humans do not belong to Antarctica, and in some way we shouldn't be there. But also, when I have the chance to make these kind of presentations and to raise my voice and spread a message and have more people aware of what is happening, I really feel that I'm doing something. So I think, at least for myself, is to find a balance. Like, I am in a place that I know we do not belong, but how I'm going to act there, how is going to be my behavior there. That's why also I'm quite strict when we are close to penguins or seals or whales, because our behavior is going to affect a lot that animals. And when you understand the whole equation, because these animals are not only interacting with tourism, are interacting with new conditions in the ecosystem by global warming, they are, or change weather or whatever, they are also interacting with the fisheries that works there, and they are interacting with curious people that wants to take a picture of them. So our behavior there is very important, and as a guide for myself, it's very important to understand what I have in front of me and how I will manage that. And sometimes it's not only to tell the people, no, you cannot go closer. Give the whole idea, give the information behind, because instead of argue with somebody about the limits, you can try to teach, and the other person give the responsibility to, okay, this is the conditions that these animals are going through on this moment. What do you want to do? So at the end, tourism can be a great tool to help all these populations and this ecosystem, and to really do or change something. But it's very important how we manage that. Yeah, I think that Antarctica by themselves create some reaction in the people. So when you are there, and that's why also I like to give this lecture at the end of the trip, because you have experience, you have feel it, your emotions are overflowing, and that is the right moment to receive a message. It's not only the message, it's not just me talking about something interesting, it's just when and how I'm going to give you the message. And now it's in your hands. You are responsible for that. But you know what Antarctica means. It's not only a place in a map, it's what you have lived and feel there.
Excellent. So for the average person in the world, krill, they might not even know what krill is, much less care. But for the people on this ship, krill means something very different, in part thanks to your work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's why as guys we can help in this process, like being like the bridge, creating connections, and you never know who you have in your audience. I have had amazing people, politicians or environmental lawyers, or very important people doing working for magazines. So you never know who you are going to touch, and it's going to spread the message bigger and bigger. So I always try, and I always said, if during the whole season I just touch 2 or 3 people, for me it's a lot. It's much better than nothing. Great question. Well, that has been like my whole life, dealing with that different elos, like the scientist or the guide or just the person behind. Because for the duties that I do, I look like very hard and task and no feelings, but feelings are very important. So I try to find that balance also in myself. Like the connection with the science and the technology is important, but it's not all. We are much more than information, we are much more than data. And I think that sometimes a great picture do much more in regards of conservation than a 10 papers writing. So that's why also I'm not part of the scientist. I decided to not work as a scientist when I realized, or when I saw that as a guide I can also connect people with nature, because my feeling is like, if I do that, if I create that bridge between people and nature, and you feel it and you live it, then you will do something, not because I'm asking for, not because you should, because you want. Kayaking is a tool. It's my passion, and for me it's a tool to connect people with nature. I have plenty, but I choose that one because I love it. And I think in some way connect me with the origins, with because kayak in the beginning was a tool for hunters, for explorers. So I think all of us, very deep inside, we have that from our origins. So when I sit in a kayak, I don't feel it like it's just a toy to have fun. It's a tool to explore the area. Let's see what we found.